Kakashi and Yamato team up against the mighty Orochimaru in my review of Naruto Shippuden, episodes 353 and 354. That's right, my friends, 2 episodes this week. That means twice the action, twice the melodrama, and twice the amount of flashbacks of Yamato seeing him and his supposed sister hanging out in a big test tube. These 2 episodes were certainly a yin and yang of sorts. The first episode I thought was incredibly enjoyable and had an action scene where Kakashi fought against this one smoke ninja, which was really well done and honestly one of the coolest scuffles seen in the entire series. And it continues to piss me off to see all these really cool filler episodes be given a lot of attention in terms of the action, but I'm willing to let it go because it featured my favorite character just wailing on this guy, and it was a great scene. It was very intense, and I watched it a couple times, and there's a lot of little things you can miss while you're watching it. But it's that second episode that drags it down just a little bit. That's when they go back to the standard animation and standard artwork. And there's a lot of things that Orochimaru does in that final scene of the second episode that really gets under my skin. And I just think it's really stupid. And they should have realized this when they were planning this episode. But let's just talk about some of the positives. First and foremost, that first episode, like I said, was really, really good. It was Kakashi running into the room with all the Ibori ninja, all the smoke people. And I thought they were going to be really weak, but there's this one guy who actually, like, wails on Kakashi, like, when he first runs into him, and that's because he turns his body into smoke, and he actually goes inside of Kakashi and completely oxidizes all of his blood and his organs, and basically is killing him from the inside. That is until Yamato decides he's going to help out, and I do need to stress, I'm just calling him Yamato for familiarity's sake, because even so far what's going on in this arc, he still has not been given the title of Yamato yet. Everybody still pretty much calls him either Kinoue or Tenzo. So Kakashi, Yamato, and that one girl Yukimi decide to escape, and this is where the bulk of the episode begins. It's basically getting to see Yamato and this girl go to this town and basically just spend the day enjoying each other's company. This girl is like enjoying all of this food. And what's really weird about this scene, and it's strange when you think about it, her ability is she can turn into smoke, and when she goes inside of someone's body, she can sort of like feel what they feel, and when she does this, she goes into town and she inhabits people's body and eats the food that's all around town because she's able to taste it and enjoy it. And it's just a very strange thing, but it's funny to see her go into random citizens and just like pig out on all of this stuff. But it's that action scene, guys, where that one smoke guy comes out with this big-ass knife and decides he's going to fight against Kakashi. And like I said, the choreography here is very well done. And please correct me if I'm wrong, Blue Sakuga, I believe you're the one who actually told me that this episode was done by Hiroyuki Yamashita, and he has worked on some of the best episodes of Naruto Shippuden, and it definitely showed in that first episode. All of the artwork was really good, and that action scene was incredible. Just little touches like when the guy is flying at him made out of smoke, Kakashi is swinging his swords around like a fan to sort of negate him, and he's jumping over him, and there's a lot of angles they use, and the lighting, and the flashes of their swords sparking off of each other. It's a real thrilling action sequence, and I loved every second of it. It's a shame that the second episode this week wasn't as good, which essentially was Yamato and Kakashi teaming up to try and save this girl and go up against Orochimaru and try to stop him before he decides to escape. And we find out that he's actually using these smoke people because he wants to steal their abilities, and he can use it for a short amount of time if he, like, consumes their blood. And this is where it comes to the first moment of the episode I think was stupid. Yukimi, the girl, goes back to the cave, and she finds Orochimaru, and she walks in, and it's completely empty. And then suddenly she sees Orochimaru, who's right there, who's, like, sucking on the blood of one of her clan members. And then suddenly there's dead bodies all over the place. So Orochimaru decides to act like a freaking slasher villain from a horror movie and chase this girl through these, like, CGI corridors, which really don't look all that great. And what's funny is he eventually just sort of bullshits with her a little bit, and then he captures her by stretching his neck out. And I had to ask myself, why the fuck did he not do this from the beginning? And what's even stupider is when he consumes her blood, he has to use a friggin' syringe to do it. Wasn't he just sucking on someone's neck like a damn vampire? Why can't he do it with her? That's just retarded. But it eventually ends up with Kakashi and Yamato running into Orochimaru, and then he gives a very quick escape and giving us a bullshit excuse for Kakashi saying, "I'll fight you when you're a little bit older." And then the episode ends incredibly cheesy with basically the dead members of the Ibori clan trying to save Yukimi and transforming into this giant golden tree which saves her life. and then randomly both her and Tenzo just decide to go their separate ways, even though the entire episode has mostly been devoted to them trying to be together again. But what the fuck ever, it doesn't matter. The point is, though, if you're gonna watch these week's episodes, make sure and watch the first episode, because it's actually really good. That action scene with Kakashi is what sold it this week. But I cannot stand all of the stupid shit that Orochimaru was doing this week, and I just didn't really care for the second episode. So the first episode, I'm actually going to give a 9 out of 10, and the second episode, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10, because there's just some stupid shit that I just can't overlook, and it just got a little too cheesy towards the end. But if you are following the series, in particular this whole little Kakashi Anbu filler arc, I do recommend these episodes. Mostly for the first one. The second one you can make fun of and look at all the ridiculous shit. I mean, there is some dime store symbolism in there, but what episode or chapter of Naruto doesn't have that in it? If anything, it's got an entertaining action scene, which was awesome. And supposedly this whole little Kakashi Anbu arc is getting to be coming to a close very, very soon, and then we'll finally get back to the canon material. So, since they decided to end this whole little Ibori clan thing here, I'm really interested to see how they're going to end the Kakashi Anbu arc. If they're going to go back to Kakashi a little bit more. I know they still need to introduce Itachi, because he was on all the posters for the Kakashi Anbu arc. And let's face it, we want to see a confrontation between Itachi and Kakashi. It's just going to be awesome. So, there it is. Check out this week's episode for some of the cool action scenes and some of the ridiculousness in the second one. It's pretty good, guys. So if you guys had a chance to check out this week's episodes of Naruto, I'd love to hear your thoughts about them. You can tell me with your comments below. Were you shocked to see that suddenly really awesome action scene? And what did you think of Orochimaru escaping from the village? And what's he going to do in the upcoming final episodes of Kakashi Anbu? Remember, you can let me know your comments below. Remember, before you leave, hit that like button. Give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the easiest ways to support our videos. It's very, very easy to do. And you can subscribe to the channel if you have not already. You can check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. So, I'll see you next time, guys. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.